Hey YouTube, I'm Sean and welcome back to Part-Time Fab. Today we've got a small welding project. The company I work for was going to throw this table out and it's just got a little broken leg, so I thought I would take it and repair it and have me a small little table to use downstairs at my house. As you can see, it's just a little piece of metal, broken off. I guess somebody was pulling too hard on it. So I thought I would just, clean the paint off and pull the MIG welder out and weld it back together, and then I had me a good little table. As you can see, it's probably about 8 feet long, so it's heavy, very heavy. So to start the project, I think what I'm going to do is unbolt all this from the wood, because probably don't want to weld this around the wood. Might burn the wood, shoot, it might catch fire. Don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do, take all the screws out, get the table out, and find someplace level to mount this on here. Want to find somewhere to make this nice and flush so the legs will be good and upright and the table will be nice and level once we have it welded back together. And then probably throw some paint on here, screw it back together, have a good little table. So stay tuned and see you in a minute. So as you can see, I didn't want to bore you to death with all of the dirty details of this project. So we've sped the video up a little bit. As you can see, I'm going through and disassembling the leg from the rest of the table. Shouldn't take but a few more minutes to do this, get everything squared away, but we want to be as safe as we can. We don't want to cause any fires or anything like that, or do anything to the table. We want to keep it intact. So we got to get some safety gear out here, and sure wish I had a welding table. A welding table would sure make this project a lot simpler. I think that will be one of my next projects, is to head to the scrapyard and get some steel plate to make a welding table out of. Something probably in the neighborhood of 3 by 4 feet, something like that. I think we're about out of air. Air compressor's running now. And here we go, speeding things back up again. Got to get our gloves on. Believe going to have to get some of this paint off of the leg and the foot there, and that was quite difficult on this the chassis jig, getting that clamped down. It's really not made for that sort of thing. Maybe a welding table would sure help that a bunch. So that's definitely going to be a goal of mine to get that in order, so we can have a table to do our projects on. I saw a lot of diagrams on YouTube about how to design a welding table and the best things to some of the best features to put on your table. So that's going to be a fun little project. Look forward to making a video on that soon. Get cleaned up a little bit here so we don't get sparks all over everything. I like this thing. I know I've seen a lot of bad reviews online, and that you should use a copper clamp to ground your work, but this little thing, I forget who makes it. It's got a 200 amp rating, and it's a magnetic. Oh, it's made by MagSwitch right here, magswitch.com.au. For round bars and for flat stock alike, because it's got a little groove right there. I hope you can see it. It's really nice. I can stick this onto something and weld, and it does really well. Actually, it does better than the regular clamp that came with this. Although this is kind of a cheaper MIG welder, it's a CenturyLink model, model 160, which is kind of old. I'm amazed it still works. But let's see if we can't get some tacks on this thing. I forgot. I need to clean the metal or the paint so I can stick this to it. So we've sped our video up here a little bit more to try and get through this this task. Don't want to show all the dirty details, but we definitely got to get some of that paint cleaned off of there, so we can get our grounding clamp on there and make some good welds, or at least attempt to make some good welds. So I guess we're getting the paint cleanup finished here and getting ready to start doing some welding. We'll need to observe the good safety practices and use good welding gloves, and use a jacket to shield us from the light and the spatter. Always got to observe the safety things. That helmet really is a pain in the butt. It's a cheapie. It won't hardly stay up. That's something else I want to get very soon is a better welding helmet. You see some of the other YouTube guys, they really talk highly of having a good welding helmet, spending somewhere in the neighborhood of $150 to $200 on a nice helmet is well worth it when you're talking about protecting your eyes and having something that's functional. So I guess we were a little too hot there, if I remember correctly. I gotta turn it down a little bit to get the right amount of penetration and and not burn through at the same time. So this was pretty thin metal, if I remember right. And it was really a pain in the butt. Not being a professional welder and not welding a whole lot over the past few years, this was definitely a challenge for the thin tubing. I look forward, though, to do some more projects where I will deal with some thinner tubing. I think when I finally upgrade my welder, I think I'm looking for a small TIG welder, maybe an Everlast or something like that. I would have sped this video up just a little bit more, but my software, video editing software, this is as fast as it'll let me go. Let's use some movie magic here and speed along just a little bit. Stand by. Not the greatest welder in the world, but I'm still practicing, trying to get back into practice. Welding school was a long time ago, and I just haven't done much of it in a very long time. So more practice is needed. Need to go to the salvage yard and get some metal to bring back and practice on. All right, we're going to let this this metal cool a little bit, and we'll clean it off some, and then we're going to show some, have some spray paint on that sucker soon. Okay, YouTube, I have just learned that my recording device may not have been recording past 3 minutes. It seems to pause itself every 3 minutes. Someone have to look into that. So you may not be able to hear anything that I've been saying, but probably try to do some voiceover, some commentary to let you all know what exactly I said and what explicatives came out of my mouth. This tubing has not been very easy to weld for an amateur such as myself. So, but it's not turned out too awfully bad. Again, it's just a table, so it's going to hold up stuff maybe as I unbox some tools and a birthday party every now and then, and a few little things like that. You know, maybe some crafts. My wife and daughter might use it for a craft table. I'm not sure, but this should do quite well for that. So I couldn't find any more spray paint that was white or gray. All I could find was black. So I'm going to shoot some black on here. The only problem is it is now raining outside, and it is pretty cold. So I may, to keep from getting the camera wet and worrying about all of that, I may go out here to where I'll have a little bit of cover and shoot some paint on this so it don't rust, because probably get a little surface rust. So I'm going to clean this up with some denatured alcohol and shoot some paint on it and go from there. And we'll maybe, because I can probably put it back on the table and with the paint a little wet, so that won't be a problem. But welds don't look too bad. I keep telling myself that anyway. But stay tuned, and we'll I'll have some more, maybe shoot some pictures. I don't know, maybe some more video, kind of winging this. Still kind of new to the whole YouTube thing, but I'll shoot some pictures maybe, or maybe some video later. Hey YouTube, we're back. I've got the leg painted, and I have to say that I really like black. I like this color. It not turned out too bad. The welds are not horrible. They're not awesome either, but you know, for just an hour or so in the garage, and then an hour or so of painting and letting the paint dry, this is not a bad job. And again, it's just a table to go downstairs and do some crafts on, or maybe use in a YouTube video or two, and that's about it. The only bad thing is this leg's black. That leg is still kind of ivory color or off-white. So I believe soon enough I'll be taking that leg off and painting it black as well, so the two match. I may even go get some white to make this one match that one, but I don't think that's quite white. So I may just leave this one black, paint that one black, and be done. So put this one on and get the table flipped over and see how it looks. So again, don't want to bore you to death, so we're going to speed up this footage just a little bit. But as you can see, I am putting the leg back on. Got all the screws. Those little magnetic bowls that you can buy at Walmart or at the big box store, they are handy, super handy to have a little magnet there. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you go out and find one. Actually, I found that particular one at a place called Ollie's the other day for like
$2.50 or $3. Got a couple of them actually, but the table's coming along real good. Just need to get it off of there and set it up and see how it sits. And there it is. Instant table. Not sure you can see that. There we go. Sturdy. It's a little wobbly because it's missing one of the little rubber feet, so not too bad. Not too bad. Well, I think with that we're gonna end. All right. YouTube, thanks for watching. This has been a fun project. Enjoyed it. I enjoy working in the garage all the time on anything, even though this wasn't a big fabrication job, you know, like this is going to be. Still fun. There's more to come. I got some tools coming. Tools are awesome. Tell me how I did. Also, tell me how I did. Comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. Should be more videos to come. Really enjoying doing this. It's quite interesting. Making the video clips using the editor has been a lot of fun. Really enjoying that, but it's a lot of work. But thanks for watching Part-Time Fab. See you next time.